Hi and welcome to the first lesson in the series of x86 manuals. The topic of this lesson is downloading the manuals. Dealing with the x86 manuals is a very important part of being independent. If you don't know how to read those manuals, you have to rely on other sources for information. If you want to be your own programmer, your own assembly programmer, you have to be able to read the manuals yourself. They are the origin of all information about assembly. Some say that manuals are like the Bible of assembly language, or maybe the dictionary of instructions. If you know what's inside the manuals, if you can really read it and understand it, then you really know everything that you need to know about the x86 architecture. There is a catch though. The manuals are not so easy to read for beginners. They are also very long. The two main options for manuals are Intel's and AMD's manuals. We are going to begin with actually getting the manuals. We begin with Intel's manual. First I open my browser, which is Firefox. Next, I am going to search. I search for the following string, which is a very good bet. Intel Software Developer Manual. Then I press the return key. This search engine is called DuckDuckGo. You could use any search engine that you want. You will probably get the correct result. At this point I just choose the first result, which is this. This gets me to Intel's website. And I get this page which describes the different manuals for the x86 architecture, also known as IA32 at Intel's website. You could, for example, get into this website just by coming through Intel website. You could, for example, just type into this box intel.com and then search for this manual. I prefer the search engine because it gives me the result faster, at least most of the time. Let's take a look at this page. We can see that there are many kinds of manuals. The basic and maybe default choice would be this manual. It contains a few volumes together. Those volumes used to be separate books some time ago, but now you can get all of them together inside one PDF file. Another option would be to take each of the volume as one file. In the first option we had all the volumes together, and here we have each volume separated as one PDF file. You could get even to some more detailed separation from here by taking only the part that you want. Finally, there are some more manuals, for example, the Software Optimization Reference Manual, and also some other white papers about some newer technologies. We are going to download this manual, which contains most of what you are going to need at this point. Let's download it. Now we have to wait for a moment until the download ends. I want to mention at this point that you could also get the manuals as a hard copy, as described here. I wouldn't recommend this though, because I think that it is much nicer to have it as a PDF. You could, for example, search the PDF, something that would be very hard on a hard copy. Okay, the download is finished. And we get this file here. This is what we got. First, let's copy this file into a folder that I made earlier, which is called Manuals. Create your own folder called Manuals and copy this file inside. You might want to change this file's name. Maybe it is too long for you, or maybe too obscure. Let's take a look inside for a moment. By the way, the program which I used to open this file is called Adobe Acrobat Reader. If you don't have any program to open PDF files, Windows will tell you that he does not know how to open this file. So make sure to have some solid program to open this kind of files, PDF files. You could, for example, use Adobe Acrobat Reader or maybe Foxit Reader, which are both good choices. Maybe the first thing to note about this file is that it is really large. It contains more than 3,000 pages. We are going to look at this file again later. Let's move on to download AMD's manuals. I go back to my browser, where now I search, instead of Intel Software Developer Manual, I search for AMD Software Developer Manual. Now I can just pick the first result. This is AMD's website. We scroll down to see what we got here. We can see that there are many manuals, just like in the Intel's web page. We are mostly interested in those manuals under the label Manuals. The two files that we want to download are the following: the general purpose and system instructions, which contains the list of instruction set, and this file called application programming. Let's download those two files. The download is completed. We move those two files into our folder. Let's take a look inside for a moment. This is how the AMD's manual looks like. We can see that it contains a bit less pages, and that is maybe because in the AMD's website, as we have seen, the manuals are separated. The manual that we got from Intel is just one chunk which contains many different volumes at the same time. However, at AMD's website, every volume is just one file. This is the other file that we got. Basically, these are the manuals In the next lesson, we are going to understand how to use these manuals.